podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Bigre will look to pick it up and he'll go on here. They're two up here, Bradford. It's Bigre. He's got to make this count. It's Bigre. It's 1-1. You'll see a somersault now. You'll get a double one.
City till I die. City till I die. I know I am. I'm sure I'm Bradford City till I die.
Right, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And welcome to the Barrow vs Bradford City preview chat with Chickens on the Loose podcast. We are also live on TikTok and X. And in today's lovely podcast, we'll be talking about the soul-destroying game post-match Wycombe, pre-match Barrow, latest Bradford City news, the weather forecast, and everyone's favourite feature, the score prediction. So we are here with a couple of familiar faces. We have got Stan, Diane, and DJ Lee. So let's get this party started. So I've been in therapy for the last couple of days. So let's start off with the main point. Post-match Wycombe. What's everyone's thoughts on the Wycombe game? And are you here, Stan? Okay, Stan not here yet. So we'll start off with Diane. So what's your thoughts, Diane, love?
I was heartbroken when that goal went in. Can I admit I nearly had tears in my eyes. I was so heartbroken. It was so soul destroying. But we played really well, and even my dad, watching on Sky, was phoning me during the match, saying, "Why can't just let the guys shoot outside the area?" Do you know how in first half we were shooting inside the area, and I had one shot on goal outside the area, and then second half he comes out with, "Oh, I see." He phones me during the match, and you think, "What the hell's gone wrong, Dad?" As you do. Yep. And I phoned him up at half time. He went, "Well, you're are playing well. You've had so much possession and everything." This is my opinions as well. "But can you start shooting outside the box?" And he went, after the second half, went, "Oh, you started shooting outside the box." So Joe Clean went, "Yeah, Graham Alexander were walking past me, Dad, when you were saying it." But yeah, it was heart-wrenching. We played 100%. We should have won it. We played 100% well. But not meant to be. And Stan, are you here now?
Yes, sorry, I think it just knocked me out. So yeah, yes, I'm here, and utterly disappointed with the result. Fantastic performance, or the best performance I've had in a very long time. It's a simple thing, in it. Basically, as a team, just put 100% effort in throughout, and fans will respond. But we had more than that. We had. We mixed it up quite well. I thought we passed it through, played some decent football at times. Were pretty much everyone was at least a 7 out of 10, and and it was good to watch. So disappointed and gutted for Stubbs, because he was a colossus in defence, and it was just probably. Ball got stuck or whatever, and they still had to do a bit, but absolutely gutted for the lad. But 100% best performance for a long time, that.
And what about yourself, Lee?
Proper Bradford City, absolutely played them off the park. I'm not down, I'm not despondent. We showed the First Division team how to play football. They had no answers. The only thing we didn't do, regrettably, is we didn't score. Reasons for that is people have said we missed Cook, we missed Walker. More in that game for me than some games more recently while he's been out. We just missed his guile. Why Chappie went on earlier? Pointon. I mean, what were the point bringing him on with a minute and a half to go? I think. Could have, should have, easily. But I'm happy. Because we saw the rise of the Odour. magnificent game again. What can I say? A plus for every player on that pitch. Stubbs, yeah, he got caught out by pitch, and it was a cracking ball over the top for him. Miles onside, miles of room, nobody marking him.
Yeah.
You know,
So we just had Crypto Bantam. I know he's a silent listener. If you don't take your chances, you pay the price. Yeah, I agree
Totally
with you
right.
there.
totally right.
We had chances, like we're saying, we could have buried them, but we missed Andy Cook that day. If Andy Cook were there and not suspended, we would have won that game. But football is cruel. A cruel, cruel, cruel place. Horrible football. You could dominate a game for 90
But it was a
minutes.
proper game of football, wasn't it?
Yeah, and when you don't take your chances and don't finish, you can get slapped in the face. I didn't want to go to Wembley anyway. It's too much money. So I put my money towards a season ticket. So Stan, you've got your hand up, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's telling that, like the thing with Cook. I mean, I think what we were probably a bit more mobile up front, but obviously Cook gives us something different in terms of, when he's on form, his finishing. I think their keeper made some good saves, but he didn't make any kind of worldies or anything that you kind of think, wow, he's just made good saves that a keeper of that level should make. Yeah. So, but we created quite a number of those chances, and to be fair, they were just basically getting bodies behind the ball, weren't they? In sort of around the penalty area, they defended from their point of view. They defended really well, in that respect. But I agree with Lee actually with regards to. Well, we have all season, haven't we? Since Walker's been out, we've missed him. And, what he brings to the side is something, that's sort of unexpected, isn't it? In terms of like he can sort of... It's the way that he enables other players to move into space. And like last year when he came back in the side, and I think like Gillingham away and stuff, Cook got that brilliant second goal. But when you think of what Walker did... He moved the play. He moved the game forward into their sort of half of the pitch in that respect, and what that does is that then players can create that space and make runs off him. So, yeah, we do miss him.
You've got your hand up, Diane, love?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Has anybody seen that Wycombe player getting booked because he were wiping the ball on the steward's coat?
Saw that, and yeah, somebody posted it, didn't they?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And also, did you know Sam Boakes, who played for Wycombe, he'd never played against us in 800 matches.
Wow.
Or how many matches he'd played. He'd never ever played against Bradford. It was first ever time.
Bloody hell.
It's amazing what I find out.
Aye. So has anyone else got anything they want to say about the Wycombe game?
I just think that we made their goalkeeper get man at match without being too spectacular about it.
Yeah.
As you say, there were pretty routine saves. He did well. His reactions were quick enough. First division football against second division football. Maybe that was the difference. Bit sharper in goal and all the way through. Well, they got one chance, didn't they, really? And they scored.
I think another...
Two shots on goal. Sorry.
You go ahead, Lee. Sorry, yeah.
No, I was just saying, didn't they only have like 2 or 3 shots on goal all game or something? Yeah.
They Doyle didn't really have much to do, but I think whatever people's thoughts on the squad, it's clear, for me anyway, at least, that this squad was built not only to get us out of League One, but to kind of do well in League One, because we played over the last season and a half really well against sort of good League One opposition, because when actually we do play football, it's kind of good enough to compete at League One level. Obviously, the key is to do it week in, week out. But I think it's imperative that this squad, for most part, is kept together. If especially for next season, and fingers crossed it's in League One. But yeah, I think it's a good enough squad.
So we've had Sophie on TikTok. We was the best team. I agree with you there. Nathan's put, where does Walker fit into the team though at the minute? Does he get over Cav or Clark? Never sleep. Can't believe you didn't beat Wycombe. Wycombe wanted the Hard Truth podcast final. Your
I'll
bad
leave that
late.
one for Alexander.
Yeah, we were all of them, but sadly we lost, and then Simon's put up the chickens. So my thoughts on the Wycombe game is it's Bradford City. It's a roller coaster ride of 90 minutes. You play until the whistle's blown. Stubbs messed up, but you can't blame one player for costing us the game. Every single player played their heart out. We just couldn't finish. We missed Andy Cook that day, and just things need to improve, really. Hopefully, we'll go back onto it in a minute about the Barrow game, but like Andy Cook, if he were playing, I reckon we could have scored a couple of goals. Wycombe, my opinion, were crap on the day. We were dominated in every single area, and they got lucky. So then moving on to the lovely pre-match Barrow game. And I want to say thanks, Diane, for sending me the referee stats. So
It's okay. I'll get next week's and I'll sort it out for you when I get it.
So I think the referee's Tom Neild, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's had 8 appearances in the Championship. He's given out 20 yellow cards, no second yellows, no red cards, 1 penalty. In League One, he has had 5 appearances, 26 yellow cards, 1 second yellow, 1 penalty. League Two, it's only had 3 appearances, 8 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. FA Cup, he's had 2 appearances, he's dished out 8 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. In the EFL Cup, he's had 2 appearances, 5 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. Altogether, he's had 20 appearances, he's had 75 yellow cards, 1 second red, 0 reds, and he's given out 2 penalties. So what's everyone's thoughts on the referee? So if we stand up...
The referee will...
Stanley still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Well, it sounds like he probably lets the game flow a bit, doesn't he? He's probably one that lets tackles go. When you were kind of going through the stats, I was wondering whether it was going to be the further down the league you go, the more cards are going to be dished out, because it is a more kind of sort of shithousing going on at a lower level, but it seems consistent across the levels, doesn't it? So it bodes well, I think, for like hopefully letting the game flow and probably letting a few sort of challenges going. As long as it's consistent throughout the game for both sides, then you can think, right, yeah, this is how he refs, so let's kind of adapt to what he refereeing style is like.
What about yourself, Daniel? Thoughts on ref?
That referee does in Carabao Cup this season against Middlesbrough.
Yep.
He was the referee. Hey, found that. I don't know. I don't think he did many. I don't think he did any cards, or not a lot of cards when he refereed us in Cup. But it does seem to be that he is a bit fair. So we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow, and see what the conditions are like as well.
DJ Lee?
I look at it this way: referee's referee. He's either crap for both sides, or it all goes one way. We've just got to play football, I think, and take what's on offer. My worry is our team. How we've come through playing on such a heavy pitch and putting a lot of effort in. There's walking wounded, apparently, so according to Mr. Parker in the Telegraph. So we'll have to see what team he actually puts out. But I don't think referee's going to be a factor with those stats. As it were, I think he'll be a free-flowing game, hopefully.
Yeah. So before we go on to other stats and stuff, we've had another TikTok coming. Delhi Bird 0-0. I thought Bradford were going to win the league at the start of the season. I thought they were, but it's Bradford City, mate. It's a roller coaster up and down. So, time to take a big breath. So, Barrow versus Bradford City live on the 24th February 2024 at 3 o'clock at the Soul Eagle Stadium. Referee is Tom Neild. So, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, Bradford City and Barrow have played 7 times. Barrow have won 4, we've drawn 1, Bradford City 2, won 2 games. So, going to 31st of October 2020, Bradford lost 1-0. 21st or 30th of January 21, Bradford won 2-1. 18th of September 2021, Bradford City drew 1-0. 1st of January 2022, Bradford won 2-1 at Barrow. In 6th of August 2022, Bradford lost 3-2 at Barrow. The 18th of February 2023, Bradford lost 1-0. And then 11th of November 2023, Graham Alexander's first game, Bradford City lost 2-1. And previous games, Barrow have drawn against Notts County. Barrow have beaten Milton Keynes 1-0. They lost against AFC Wimbledon. They've lost against Forest Green, and they got battered by Salford. Bradford's previous games, they drew 0-0 against AFC Wimbledon. We've won Wrexham 1-0. We bet Milton Keynes Dons 4-0. We won Sutton 1-0, and we lost against Wycombe in the Cup on Tuesday. Wycombe Barrow are currently 6th in the league. They've played 33 games, goal difference of 8 and 53 points they've got. Bradford City are down in 13th, unlucky for some. We've played 33 games, got a goal difference of 2, and we have got 46 points. Top goal scorer for Barrow is Whitfield, and Bradford City is Cook. Whitfield has had seven goals, 3 assists, and he's played 23 games. Andy Cook is 13 goals, assists 4, and he's had 30 minutes played. Just a bit of an insight. Barrow are ranked 14 in goals, second per match, 1.4 goals. Barrow have won previous 3 meetings against Bradford City, have lost their last 3 matches. Bradford are ranked 21 in goals, scored per match, 1.2 goals. Have kept the most clean sheets in the competition of 12 and ranked 14 shots on target per match at 4.2. And then just quickly going over to the Simon Parker preview he's got on his website. The possible team for Barrow is going to be Farman, Warren, Feely, Ray, Neil Caravan, former Bradford City player. Here we go. Ogunbo, something if I've pronounced that correctly. Spence, White, Gott, Achwa, and a former top goal scorer at Markham is Stockton. Substitutes Whitfield, Foley, Campbell, Worrell, Neil Lillies. The leading top scorer is Ben Whitfield on 10. So I've already gone that. Bradford City possible team is going to be Walker, Tompkinson, Stubbs, Rydall, Holiday, McDonald, Gilead, Lewis Richardson, Callum, Cav, Andy Cook, Clark Ardor. Subs of Smith, Derbyshire, who's about 5,000 years old. Wright, Chapman, Poynton, Taylor, Doyle. Leading top goal scorer is for Bradford City's Andy Cook on 15. A bit of an insight. Andy Cook is back from suspension, but Richie Smallwood is out again. City will monitor Kelly, otherwise Liam Rydall set to play. And then hopefully Richardson is cleared to return. So we've gone through the referee, Tom Nail. He's from Wakefield. He was in charge of City's Carabao Cup tie with Middlesbrough in September. Match odds are Barrow 11-8, City 15-8, the draw 11-5. And last time these sides met, Barrow won 2-1 at Valley Parade in Graham Alexander's first game. I'm off to get a drink. I need one after that. Stan, what's your thoughts on that?
I think you just reminded me, or thought, doesn't Alexander have done Barrow have the Indian sign over Alexander or something like that? So if anyone can correct me on that one, I'll confirm or deny. But it's a tough game tomorrow, isn't it? Like you say, we've got a bit of walking wounded. I would suggest maybe freshens it up a little bit. Perhaps maybe start with Chapman or whatever. I mean, to be fair, Clark's done really well, hasn't he? So, but yeah, depends on the injuries front. So, I think it's a tough game, and if I'm not mistaken, is it Barrow that I think didn't they score in the first second against us at home. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think we'll have this work cut out tomorrow.
And before we go to Miss Diane, we've had a TikTok come through. Cook, the way we played against MK and Wycombe, I hope we have a good chance. Same here. We'll get to that in a minute. Ryan, we all score prediction there. So then we're going to go to Miss Diane.
I was going to say, do you want to let Callie do some post-match Wycombe because she's just joined? Before you come to me
turns
about
up. Callie, what have you been doing now? Feeding your horses, doing your makeup?
You see, I'm really nice to her, you see.
All of the above.
All of the above. Right, so, because you've just joined, typically, always late. Not like me, always early to everything. So, what's your post-match Wycombe thoughts?
I just thought we couldn't have done any more than we did, could we? We threw absolutely everything at them. Every single player on the pitch gave 100%. I don't know what else we could have done, to be fair. And I think the goalie saved them, didn't he, their goalie? But we just couldn't get it in the net. Why couldn't we not score? I just don't. The amount of times I thought that ball was going in and it didn't. Wow. But fair play to every single player on that pitch. And I hope we take all that from that game into tomorrow.
Yeah. So, Miss Diane.
I think... Go on, Barrow.
Yeah, Barrow.
Talk about Barrow now, which is a crap ground, but never mind that. I think they're after a win. We're wanting to keep our run of winning in the league going on. So I think it's going to be a pretty close game as well. So if we can play like we did on Wednesday, we will win them. But anything can happen in the league now, as we know. So that's mine.
Sorry. Sorry,
what are you laughing at? Sorry.
No, not you. Crypto Bantams, Callie, I know you like attracting people. Callie looks hot on her Twitter account, and then someone's put like the heart eye thing and a kiss. Oh, bloody hell, Callie, you might have you've gone from Welsh person to a Bradford City person here, but we'll get your reaction to that in a minute. DJ Lee.
I don't know, all these paramours for Callie, eh?
No, Jesus.
Is Ian as well?
Yeah. No, he hasn't turned up yet.
No. He'll be back when Walker comes back. Anyway, what do I think about Barrow? I think we owe them. We don't want them to get too far in front with these wins and get too far ahead of themselves. They absolutely love playing us, don't they? 4 wins, did you say, out of 7? Let's give them one tomorrow. I might have better rephrase that. Let's give them a thrashing. Should I rephrase that one as well? Yeah. All will be revealed when I give my predicted score. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to go and do them. I think after a game and suffering the way they did, they need to let off a bit of steam, and I hope we run riot over them. I really do. I've seen it happen so many times. Team takes a bad loss, they come out the next game and absolutely steamroller whoever's in front of them. And I hope that's what happens. I don't know, but I think we're capable of it with this side. You've got your wish, Cook's back. He's not suspended. Smallwood's not even involved. So, let's hope he gives a chance to Poynton or somebody like that in midfield. Or Chapman, who looked like he's got no friends at all when he came on. So we just need somebody in midfield to take hold of the ball, grow a pair and put the ball in that we need for Cook to get on the end of and stick it past their keeper several times. Not going to happen several times, but you know what I mean. We need goals. Is Jake Young in contention, did you say?
I'm not sure. I don't know what's up with Jake Young. Don't know if
he suffered a bit. He is injured, didn't he? He took a knock on his ankle, so I don't know. But we've got cover. Odor's playing out of his skin.
Yeah.
What a find he's looking like being now.
He did right, Jemmy Nail.
Yeah, I mean, come on, give him some credit where it's due.
So, Miss Callie, I know you're fighting people off with a stick left, right, and centre. So, what's your thoughts on the Barrow game?
I just hope that we take from what we did Wednesday and throw absolutely everything at them and treat it like another cup game. They've got to go in there treating it like it's every game now to get us up in them playoffs, to treat it like a cup game. And like I said, I think Cookie's going to make the difference tomorrow. I think he will. I think he's hungry for goals. I know he's a bit out of form at the minute, but I think he's there, willing, isn't he? You can see what it means to him. And Odor, I can't believe him at the minute. And I'll hold my hands up. I was one of them people that slagged him off a few weeks back at one of the games. I can't remember where we were, Johnny.
You don't slag everybody off, Kelly.
No, I don't. It's not often I slag players off. Obviously, Smallwood, because he's deserved it last few times he's been out. I'm glad he's not in tomorrow because I think we play better without him. But yeah, Odor's come on leaps and bounds. I can't believe him, and he plays in my number 12. So good. I hope Odor puts one in tomorrow.
So, Callie, before we go on to just basically any Bradford City chat going because there's no latest news out. How did you enjoy in the posh area then on Wednesday when I saw you?
Do you know what? It were all right. It was all right, but give me standing in cop anytime. Do you know what I mean? It were nice. The food were nice. There were nice seats where you sat. It was a good view, but nah, I'm just a cop girl at heart, me.
Right, so we're going to start off with Stan the man and then just go across. Just basically talk about anything Bradford City related, really. So, Stan, start off with you, bud. If anything you want to rant about, rave about, chat about.
Nothing major at all. I think it's. I think we've got to sort of capitalise on it. Like we set a standard, didn't we, on Wednesday? And just overall, my overall comment is that when we play football as in a team, when we play football, we're at our best. I think. I know, kind of, he was trying to find sort of solutions when Jamie Walker was out, but we were found out. And I think when we play football through the middle, wherever we play intelligently. I really can see us, if we sort of put away chances, I can see us like beating most, if not every team in this division. I think we really are good enough. I think I hope and credit to Alexander for Wednesday's performance as well. Credit to the players. It was just such a positive experience, even though the result was not the best. But it was such a positive thing on Wednesday, definitely.
Miss Diane.
Yeah, I thought the atmosphere on Wednesday, I know we're talking about Wednesday again, was electric. We're having both stands behind the goals for Bradford fans because it was nice to see people in the TL Dallas stand. It was nice to see the cop nearly full at the bottom and the drum in the cop. And it was nice to see Callie enjoying the posh sheets. I wasn't jealous at all when it started raining. But if we just carry on what we've been doing, we'll hopefully be in playoffs.
Yeah.
That's hopefully. Like I said last week, every team have the slump during the season. And like we've said, everybody else needs to be playing. Everybody still. So it's good. I think it could go down to the wire for the playoffs again, like it did last year for us. That's me putting my neck on the line for that.
So before we go to Lee, we've had a couple of TikToks come in. I'm going to go Lewis, who's a Barrow fan. The game's going to be tough for us both. I agree with you on that. I'll read the rest of these out when we get to the score predictions. So, DJ Lee, what do you want to rant, rave about, chat about?
Recent news in that a certain Mr. Derbyshire is now part of the coaching squad because he knows he's not going to get game time. So Alexander's idea is that he can help us, help the forwards to find a little bit more cohesion with his experience. I hope that really works out for him. It could be a good thing. Remains to be seen. And my favourite player of the moment is Kavanagh. He just, every time he gets the ball, looks like he's going to do something. And he always invariably gets a shot off where we haven't been getting shots off. We've been reticent. But he manages to get one away. Yeah, a lot got blocked. They mobbed the defence, did Wycombe. So, tough to get a clean strike. But he just looks hungry. Mentioned being hungry for goals with Cook. Yeah, I get that, he is. But Kavanagh has that same hunger. He looks hungry as a player, and he looks a threat. And we didn't have him last time we played Barrow. We've got him now.
Mm. And before we go to Callie, I think I can't remember his name. Is it SH or SD or something on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
He mentioned that player who we had at City who loaned at West Brom and then he got terminated. His contract got terminated at West Brom. Apparently, he's reappeared. He's apparently reappeared on the Bradford City website. So I don't know what's happened there. I don't know if it's a mistake, but he's appeared back on the Bradford City squads again. So
I remember saying he were worth a punt if he's that highly rated. Maybe Alexander's the man to put his arm around him, calm him down and get him playing football and not being worried about being a superstar or whatever, just to work hard. That's what any successful sportsman will tell you. 95% perspiration, 5% inspiration. And any coach on any sport will tell you exactly the same.
So before we go to Miss Callie, we've had, where is it? Reese on TikTok's put he's at a non-league team. And then just to rub insult to injury, we've got a Carlisle fan. George Temple up the Carlisle. It's all right, mate. I can say it as it is. We're going live on a podcast. You're going down, mate. You've no refunds on Harry Lewis. You've blown your money, and we'll see you at Bradford City next season when you get relegated. Right, let's move on to Miss Callie.
I just second everything you've just said there, Johnny.
Here.
Yeah. I don't think we haven't mentioned about Sam Walker, have we yet? I think I hope he's going to have a good game in goal again tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe Doyley's getting a bit past it. Do you know what I mean? I think if Sam Walker had been in goal Wednesday night, it might have been a bit different. It's all ifs and buts, isn't it? But yeah, tough game tomorrow. I don't think everybody has really said what we need to say about tomorrow.
Anyone else have got anything they want to say?
Yeah, just on that, where I was sat, Sam Walker walked past, handsome chap that he is. I thought I was going to get his autograph for Diane, but I noticed Diane unmuted herself there as soon as I said Sam Walker, so yeah.
Yeah, of course it did.
She's already got it, hasn't she?
I don't know.
That was Harry.
Yeah, I think to be fair, I don't think Doyle did anything wrong on Wednesday night. I think their goal was deflected, wasn't it? So he was unlucky in that respect. But I should have got his autograph for Diane anyway. Sam Walker's, that is.
Yeah, because you got his telephone number as well at the same time. I'm a cheeky guy.
You don't get no if you don't ask.
Yeah,
that's all. Yeah, Diane. I don't wonder.
Tyler Smith's quite nice, good looking. Up close.
Is there? Ooh, I might have to have a nose. I might have to have a right nose. Well, last Saturday, made me laugh. Little lad that sits behind me went down to get his photo taken with Sam Walker, and when we went, because I did the photo for him, when we went back, his dad said, "Don't know who went more ready, you or him."
I was waiting to try and get my Harrogate ticket, and the two players walked past, and I was like, "Oh, can I have a picture?" You know, like a proper fan. And they were like, "Oh yeah," they both stood behind me. It was so funny. Lenny were pissing himself.
And it's also
I'll tell you what, I will go down to the training ground and go stalk.
Yeah.
So it's also Callie's fault we actually did lose the game on Tuesday, because every time she gets a photograph with somebody, we always lose. And
They either get sent off or we lose. Yeah, I'll have to stop doing it.
who was the player you got last time, Callie, at Coventry?
Oh, you put a picture on the other day. Oh, what was his name?
Is it
It was last game he played for us as well.
in which double barreled, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
not
going on
Percival. But every time Callie gets a picture with someone, he got sent off that day and we lost. So, right. So let's go through a couple of TikToks, because we've got loads coming in. First time in a while. So we've got Alfie, thoughts on MK Dons. You used to be AFC Wimbledon, or used to be Wimbledon, obviously. Your owner moved you over to MK Dons. So I look you as a franchise, and putting it as it politely, your stadium's too big for you. You can't even fill it. Yep. So Jake's replied to Alfie, poor fan base. So we're going to move on now to Stan's favourite feature. Can anybody guess what it is?
Is it a lovely feature for me and Callie to know what we need to wear tomorrow?
Yep. So the weather forecast, and this is sponsored by Stan, and I hope Stan can hear me.
I can hear you, yes.
And I hope, Stan, I'm going to head over to you now. So the weather forecast is sponsored by Stan, and Stan's got more details.
Yes, so the weather forecast is sponsored by myself, that's Stan Jammer Photography, where your vision is my focus.
And he's remembered his catch line this week. Well done. So the sunrise at 8 minutes past 7, and the sun will set at 17:33. And I am completely looking at the wrong weather forecast, because the game is not at Bradford, it's at Barrow. So give me a minute. So Barrow in Furness. Where are we? Barrow in Furness in Columbia. Oh, bloody hell. Right, yep. So sunrise at 7:17, sunset 17:36. And basically it's going to be a bit cloudy with a bit of rain. The highest it's going to get is 5 degrees, so you need your big coat. And typically the sun will appear at 5 o'clock. And that's your weather forecast, sponsored by Stan. Right, everyone's second favourite feature. Score predictions. And yep, you are right today. There's going to be sound effects. All right, Amber. Taking piss out of me ear. Yep, bit of snow, bit of rain, bit of thunder, Amber. Yep. So, Stan, what is your score predictions for tomorrow's game?
I think sadly that they might by the odd goal, so it'll be like 1-0, 2-1, something like that, unfortunately.
Diane.
I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
I'll give you a... Lee?
I'm going to be really positive because I'm looking for a reaction after must have been a massive disappointment to lose like that. I'm looking for 3-0 Bradford. Come on, City. Show them what you're made of.
Miss Callie.
I think Barrow are going to score first, so I'm going 3-1 Bradford.
And you're going to get a...
And I think...
goes on for about 3 days.
I know. I think Cookie's going to bang a couple in tomorrow, hopefully.
And I think... I hope Callie's dog's on one again. I think the score is going to be... I'm going to go 1-0 City. And just I think Ash Taylor is going to get a goal. And yeah, true right, I'm going to play this one. Because I am loopy. Right, moving on now to lovely people on TikTok. Give me a minute, I have to scroll up because there's absolutely shed loads. Right, so we got yeah, right, Amber Love. Score predictions. So Zach thinks it's gonna be 3-1. Reese thinks it's gonna be 2-0 City, Cav and Cookie. Lewis thinks it's gonna be 2-all. I didn't miss your mum out, Amber. I got her eventually. Jack Bowman thinks it's going to be 1-0 Barrow. Boo. Lewis thinks 2-all. Yeah, 2-0. Where are we? Amber, you been drinking again? Amber thinks it's going to be 9-1. She didn't tell me you.
She don't need a drink, trust me. She doesn't.
or smoking. What have you been smoking, Amber? Louis thinks it's 2-1 City. Yup. Cam thinks it's going to be 5-2 Bradford. Cook and Cav. Jake thinks it's going to be 1-1 Barrow. Scored an 88th min equaliser. Time to go down. And TikTok, keep your score predictions coming in. I'll read them out. So is there anything else? Anyone else do anything you want to talk about? Stan out, Diane?
Johnny, somebody's put up the Tigers. What are they? Can I ask what the Tigers are, please?
Are you watching as well? I think he's a Hull fan. Might be a Hull fan, Tigers.
Oh, right. I just want to do the Tigers war, just out of curiosity.
Oh, we've got Alex, 2-0 City.
Speedway, isn't it? All Tigers.
Who's the Lions? Amber, you're taking. Amber's taking piss today, ain't she? I can tell. She's on wind up.
I was going to say Lions, aren't they? Millwall or something?
3-1. Up the Chickens think 3-1. Bradford HL thinks it's going to be 3-1. There's quite a lot of 3-1s coming in. Andy Cook, the fireworks kept you up. Take it easy, Carlisle fan. Scott, relegation party soon. We've got Finn, come on Barrow. Bloody hell, we've got loads of people joining. Come on TikTok. Jake O'Connor thinks, saying young hamstring injury. So he's going to be out, Young may be out for season. So anyone else want to say anything on TikTok? Keep them coming up. Reese 2-0. Bloody hell, I think we got invaded by... Bloody hell, we've got 40 people viewing here. 2-0 Cav... 2-0 Cav assist. Odor Cook assist would be Ginger Cafu. Yep. So TikTok, keep your score predictions coming in. We're going to keep going for another 5 or 10 minutes or so. League One, Bradford versus Foothills next season, if all is well. Yeah, I hope, Jake. Bradford City somehow, some miracle will go on a run where people have been seeing young. Yeah. Up the Chickens, what do you think? I think Bradford are going to win 1-0, and I think Ash Taylor are going to score. Miracles do happen, and Jesus does walk on water. Emotional damage. Thinks he's going to be 2-1. Reese Cav is a great signing, hands down. Yeah, agree with you there. Is it Aggie? Up the ticks. We've got a Wigan fan joining. Any news on Kelly from Wednesday? Good question there, Jaden. I'm not sure what's happened with Kelly. What did Kelly go off for, guys?
He went over, didn't he? He got a knock before half time, then he went over early in the second half. And I don't know is the short answer, but it was down for a little while, only in the first half. So I'm guessing it's more of a knock than an injury, like a pull or anything like that. So just as an aside, I think it's great to see other fans of other clubs.
Welcome
joining us.
Yeah, there's loads. Jeez,
welcome to them.
Jack thinks it's going to be 70-0 to City.
Football, not rugby.
Yeah, no, I believe Amber's put underneath why Jack copied
Come on, you bulls.
Any updates on Platt? I know he was out Wednesday due to illness. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, people are saying he got kneed in the ribs. Hopefully Stubbsy will score tomorrow. Yeah, I hope. Ben. Alfie, it was a knee to his hip, I swear. Bradford proper need to get the pitch sorted. It's like a Sunday league. So, Finn, the pitch always ends up like this.
Like Blackpool
especially when you need a couple of donkeys on pitch to sort it out. So with Bradford City,
We've got Ash Taylor, so that's one
yeah,
of them.
with a pitch, it always gets like this near the end of the season because he'll end up getting dug up soon as full-time whistle goes. Chapman was limping off at the end. Emotional damage. Yeah. So anyone else got anything else they want to talk about?
Sorry, guys, just very quickly. Isn't it good to see Stubbs back to his best as well? He was awful. He was awful at the start of the season, but his last couple of games he's been absolutely brilliant. And whoever puts that claret and amber shirt on, we want him to do well. So I'm really pleased with the lad.
Do we think Gilly's going to be captain tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
I think he deserves. I think he deserves, especially after the other night. I remember watching. He sat on the floor, didn't he, after the final whistle went, and he looked absolutely
Knackered.
devastated and and knackered.
Yeah,
So
And
he sat down. He went down when that goal went in as
Yeah.
well.
I did notice that, and then a few of them had to go around
Yeah.
him and kind of console him. So
Yeah.
I'd have him captain every game. Me, I think he deserves the captaincy, 100%.
that's what I mean by being positive, because they took such a knock in that game.
Yeah,
The way it happened, they absolutely played Wycombe off the park. We say Wycombe's a good side. They didn't look anything like their normal selves against Bradford City.
it didn't. It was just like two League Two
took
teams
them-
playing, wasn't it? It wasn't like they were above us in league.
They
at
didn't
all.
even look like a good League Two side, did they? Against
No.
We didn't allow them to play.
I was just about to say that, Lee. We didn't allow him, did we?
No, we didn't.
Do you know what frustrated me as well? There was a guy
Couldn't
stood.
score. That's what frustrated me.
There was a guy stood behind me in the box, and he was like, "Oh, this is going to." He kept saying it for the last kind of 20 minutes. This is going to be a smash and grab for Wycombe, and he kept saying it and saying it. And at one point, I did turn around and say, "Please don't say that." And then what happened? I was like, when the goal went in, I turned around to him and went, well, "You need to fuck off now, mate." Do you know what I mean?
It deflected. It was a deflective pass, wasn't it? And it got over. The man were in all by himself, and it was like finish. It was a class finish.
So we've had a
Doyle didn't have no chance with that.
I think, do you know, some of the comments about Halliday being out of position or whatever, but the point, the
He
fact
ran his
that
knackers
we were
off,
kind of
pardon my French.
Oh, no, absolutely. But the fact that we were dispossessed means that we were set up to go forward in a particular way. So you are going to get caught out because you're in a kind of forward like position to attack. So yeah, there's been some embarrassing comments on social media. So from
I can understand. Well, I don't know. I can understand disappointment, you know, and I think a lot of comments come from that because it was disappointed. We were all disappointed that we got basically robbed.
But I think they were beyond kind of reasonable comments.
Some are, but,
like, as
you
in,
know,
like,
we're all different, aren't we?
yeah, maybe.
So we've had a couple of questions come in. Emotional damage. Do you think Alexander should have made made subs earlier than the 94th minute? Do you think he should have made subs 94th minute or sooner?
I think Poynton should have come on earlier. For a start, I know I'll blow his trumpet, but I mean, he's a Bradford lad. He's one of our own, as we all like to shout. And he cares. He's got a football brain. He knows where to be and when to be there. And he's just not getting inside. I don't understand why. Just don't understand it at all.
I think Alexander was content for penalties, or it seems that
seemed
way,
like he were looking for that, didn't it?
Yeah, because if we were trailing the game, I suspect he would have brought them on sooner. But the fact that we were sort of we were dominating, but they were just defending kind of in numbers. So I would suggest that he was probably thinking, right, okay, because you would, you know, if you're gonna go put a sub on, unless you're like wasting time. You got to give them more than 2 minutes, aren't you? You know, what the hell are they going to do in that time?
Well, that's it. I mean, I take on board everything you said, but if we're setting up to attack the way we were set up, he needs to get them on earlier to keep that momentum going forward, which keeps them out of our bloody half.
Plus fresh legs as well.
Exactly that. Anyway,
So then, next question is from Jake. Alex Gilead or Kevin McDonald to be captain for me. So do you reckon Gilead should be captain, or do you think McDonald should be captain for the game tomorrow?
Gilly for me.
Gilead. Gilly for me as well.
What about you, Stan?
I'm either or, but I think do you know what? Whoever get out of those two, whoever were to get the captaincy, I wouldn't be disappointed. I think Gilly, what an engine that lad's got. Do you know what I mean? He's ridiculous, isn't he? I'll say Gilly just from a kind of engine, that sort of being around the pitch. But I think McDonald has that gravitas as well. So it's not fed sitting. I think they're both captain material.
So McDonald won't be playing. He's played full 90 minutes on Wednesday. I hope we've got a couple of Leeds fans marching on together. Oof, I'm shuddering. Right, before we do disappear, so obviously done score predictions. So, who, for the last 5 minutes or so, would you stick with the... Oh, sorry, Callie's got a hand up. Miss Callie?
I just want to bring up, has anybody heard anything about this independent group? Obviously all them letters went off to Rupp, didn't they? They seem to have gone quiet again all of a sudden. I wondered if anybody had seen anything on socials or out about that, about his reply or anything.
I know it got sent off.
That what last I heard as well.
Got sent off, and apparently it's been delivered to his house or somewhere, but no one's signed it. But I think
He's not even signed for it.
No, they've not even signed to it.
Great. I just wondered if anybody had
kind of sending an unsigned letter. That beggars belief, does it?
Yeah, I just find it odd how they all go quiet. It'd be nice for him to be on here tonight just to answer, to what's going on. But he went quiet last time. We had that bad form, and they all appeared, and the tennis balls were going to happen.
They were taking some stick and all, though, weren't they?
Yeah, but then as form's crept up again, and everybody seems a bit happier at the moment, and then they disappear again.
Yeah, we've seen that before, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before World War III breaks out on TikTok, because
Johnny, I hope you've deleted the Leeds fans.
It's actually entertaining.
I hope he hasn't.
I don't know how you can say that name in here.
This is the best entertainment I've ever had.
I'll be one of them.
Quite ill now.
Bradford Leeds, and I think there's one Huddersfield fan all invaded. So everybody knows what to do now, don't they?
We've done.
Right. To say thank you everybody for coming along today, and everybody on TikTok. Thank you for everyone watching on TikTok as well. If you like what you're hearing, the podcast, this space would be out later on in about an hour or so on podcast services. That'll be Bradford City Chickens on the Loose on all podcast services. Also, if you like what you're seeing on TikTok, give us a follow, because I'm doing this now. This is the way going forward. The podcast would be streamed live on TikTok, so hit the follow button. Twitter, also YouTube. Also, we've got a small Facebook page, Up the Chickens, on Facebook. So come and join us on Facebook. And hopefully Bradford City will win tomorrow. And wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your night.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.